رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to the first episode of MBMuslima TV. I am Sister Yasmina Isa, the founder of MBMuslima, and so many of you are familiar with MBMuslima in its magazine form, but I am so excited to invite you to this new endeavor. For those of you who are on our mailing list, I sent out an email last week hinting at the fact that there was a surprise coming your way, and nonetheless, here it is. So without further ado, I'd like to get right into this first episode, inshaAllah, God willing. So MBMuslima was created back in 2009 with the sole purpose of helping Muslim women define themselves through the Creator, not the creation. Helping us define ourselves in who we are individually, not in who we're not. A lot of times, you know, so many things come out, especially right now there's a lot of news going around Islam and so many different things, and we find ourselves defining ourselves through who we aren't. We are not this, we are not that, instead of really defining ourselves for who we are. Now, even if you aren't a Muslim and even if you aren't a woman, this applies to you too, because really the key to all of these episodes are to help everyone really get down to who you are as a unique individual. We all have unique talents and gifts and things that make us uniquely ourselves. This world so many times wants to put us in a box, and you know, we find ourselves feeling like we need to be someone who we aren't. And for so many people, this will not lead to fulfillment. I would like to argue that it really can't for anyone, because, you know, think back to when you're a kid. We're all about really trying to be who we're meant to be in this world. So please stick around, and we're going to get right to it, inshallah. So right here in my hands, we have the Jihad al-Nafs issue of MBMuslima magazine, also known as the self-struggle or reflection, self-reflection issue of MBMuslima magazine. And we know when we hear the word jihad these days, you know, we think of so many different things, holy war, and, you know, just so many different things that are thought of in the mainstream media. In Islam, in Arabic, the word jihad literally means struggle. Now, religiously, there are so many different types of struggles, and time again, in the Quran, the holy book for Muslims, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the Arabic word for God, He tells us most of the time about jihad and nafs, the struggle of your own soul. And like we were talking about before, really trying to be your own individual person in a society that's just trying to mold you left and right into all these different people that you're not is such a struggle. And that's why I want to read to you my founder's letter from this issue, and I hope that you will enjoy it. Of course, if you want the whole issue, you could head over to MBMuslima where all the issues are. So, Bismillah. Dearest readers, go to your local bookstore and walk over to the self-improvement section. There are books upon books upon books. Books in this section tend to share the common thread of hope, ambition, self-acceptance, and gratitude. Mankind is ambitious. Human beings have relentless drive. We fall down and we get right back up. We have resilience. We are never satisfied with where we are. We have goals. We have been let down many times, but one way or another, we get right back up. We've all questioned our existence. Those times we've wondered why it's all worth it. Those times we've questioned the ultimate purpose on this earth. The times we've questioned the difference between living and dying. The times when it's felt like the world has collapsed upon us. Now, not only do we manage to get up from these situations, but we usually get back up significantly better than before we fell. think about it, and I'm digressing a little bit from the editor's letter, but think about it. Every time we go through a hardship or adversity and things just look so tough, we usually end up in such a better place after that. Just think of your own life. I know I can think of a bajillion examples in my own life, and I know it's not always easy to remember that when it's happening, but nonetheless, it is so true. So now that we've gone through that founder's letter, I hope that it's gotten some things working through your brain. Even if you read that letter back when that issue was published, I mean, I wrote it, and reviewing it just opens up so many different doors, because, you know, that was a couple of years ago, and I'm applying that to what's going on in today's world and what's going on personally for me, so it's always relevant. Once you really think about that, we really need to ask ourselves, what are we doing on a daily basis to make this world a bigger place? Personally, I believe that working on ourselves and our immediate communities are one of the fastest ways to trailblaze and to create change in the world. It's why I personally do the work I do over at Wellness with Yasmin and work with women on so many different issues, because I believe that when we are the best versions of ourselves, which is always, you know, a continuous project, no matter how good we get, I believe that that is the best that we could do, because that is when we create real change. Now, I have an assignment for you. You can't just listen and not expect to participate. One, I would like you to share this video so that we could really get the word spread about this new show, inshallah, and, you know, spread the message. Number two, I want you to get involved with identifying or defining yourselves through who you really are. In the beginning, way back when, if you remember, I was talking about how we need to start defining ourselves through, you know, who we are, not through what we're not. We don't need to define ourselves through the fact that you are not a terrorist, through you are not oppressed. Rather, define yourselves through the fact that you are a teacher, you are a mother, you are a student, you are an artist, you are whatever it is you are, you know. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to comment below with something about yourself that makes you unique, because there's only one of you in this whole entire globe, whether we're talking about in today's world in 2014 or 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago, or, you know, years down the line. There will only be one of you. So please comment below and tell me what makes you unique. I will share a couple things about myself, and then we will wrap this up, inshallah, God willing. So in terms of what makes me unique, I guess that's a lot of things. I consider myself, you know, very interested in so many different disciplines. I mean, I'm interested in religion, I'm interested in art, I'm interested in health and wellness, you know that very well. I'm interested in, you know, just self-development and improving ourselves. I'm interested in nature, although I really don't like bugs. Anyone who knows me knows that. In terms of certain personality traits, I am creative. I am both outgoing and shy, depending on the situation. And I am stubborn at times, but I'm also very flexible. And you know, I am Egyptian, and I am American, and I am a Muslim, and I wear hijab, the headscarf. I am Yasmin. That's really how I will describe myself, and those are really just very, very, very few facts about myself, and I hope to hear more about you, inshallah, God willing. Any good that came from this video came from the Almighty God. Any bad is for myself. Please do forgive me. Again, please share, comment, like, and let's get this going. I am so excited about this endeavor. We will be doing so many different things on this episode. Sometimes we'll be going through topics and using, you know, old issues and talking about them and bringing them back to life. We will do some interviews that those are things that have happened before on MBMuslima, but not to this degree on an actual show. We will be doing just so many different things depending on what's going on at that time. So without further ado, enjoy the rest of your day. And again, I'm going to remind you, share, comment, like, be part of this and help us as Muslim women define ourselves for who we are, not who we're not. And a big shout out to our non-Muslim viewers as well as our male viewers as well. This is totally for you as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is Yasmina Isa from MBMuslima TV. Have a great day, inshallah, God willing.